Do you want more? More time, more balance, more love, more sex, more money, more real, and less bullshit? This is the Women Wanting More podcast with Dr. Karen Osborne. Real life, real stories, plus real tips to get you more of what you want.
So I heard the Christina Aguilera song, Thanks for Making Me a Fighter. You remember that song? Video. Awesome song. I heard it, and I don't really listen to the radio often, but heard it, cranked it driving home from my chiropractic appointment today, and I'm like, yeah, I fucking love this song. I fucking love it. I never really liked it all that much, and I think a big piece of that, sister, has to do with my current love for boxing, and I'm training to fight sometime this year, and just love everything about it. But, she's not talking about boxing. Remember the video? She's it was Christina Aguilera in her scantily clad days, and she's got boxing gloves, I think, around her neck, and she's got wrist straps kind of put around her, and she's all sweaty, and I think that was the video. That's what I remember, but she's not talking about, hey, thanks for making me a boxer, right? This is, what she really talks about the song is, the shit that has happened in her life and the people that have put her there, that those difficult situations that have happened in life make you a fighter, or they can make you a victim. And the choice is yours. I heard Seth Godin speak in Toronto at something called Archangel Summit about 5-6 months ago. And he says, I'm sorry, it wasn't Seth Godin, it was Robin Sharma who said this. And I love this, and I really resonate. This is similar. He said, you can be a leader or you can be a victim, but you can't be both. So, sister, you can be a fighter or you can be a victim, but you can't be both. You can't be both. And so those times that I look back and I go, yes, that time that I failed a grade, math in grade 12, thank you. That time that I had bosses that would try to fire me, not because I was a bad employee, I was actually an amazing employee, but because I threatened them with the way that I showed up and did my job, because it made them not look so good. Not meaning to do that, but if you have someone who's half-assed and someone who's really hauling ass, it makes you look bad. And so that's what would happen with these. They would be threatened by me, who was just someone that wanted to do an amazing job. And I look back at those and I remember being so frustrated and could not understand why these people would give me such a hard time, why they want to fire me. I was like, dude, I'm your best fucking employee. I remember I had a job bartending when I lived in Toronto. It was a couple jobs that I had at the time before I applied to chiropractic college. And it's funny, I look back, man, from when I was a kid, I was been hustling, but my husband and I were both working 2 jobs at the time, rarely saw each other. I remember actually one time having one day of the month that we actually had to spend together. We're like, yay! We were just working so hard. And so one was bartending. And I had a situation with some customers that were just fucking assholes. And it was a little bit of a scummy, I'm going to say, ish bar. It's a pool bar, and I remember staying up really, really late, keeping the bar open late for these 2 couples that were there. And they left me, and I think I see maybe an hour open for them. I was sick as a fucking dog, but I just had a work ethic which says I need to show up. I've been scheduled to work. I'm sick, so be it. I'm going to show up and work. And so I did. And I remember they left me, I think a toonie, which is in Canada, we've got a coin which has a loon on it. It's a $2 coin, so it had been called the toonie. So they left me a toonie, or maybe it was even a loonie, which is the $1 coin. I know, we got funny shit here in Canada, right? It's a $1 coin. And I took it and I threw it back at them. I didn't hit them, but I threw it back at them. I said, you can keep it. And they told the managers about it, and I got in trouble. And I'm thinking, you know what, dude? That's the only thing that ever happened with me with a customer working there, and I fucking work my tail off. And every other employee, this is when I actually had stopped drinking for a period of time, and every other employee there stole from them. All of them stole from them. Stole booze, would bring their friends to the bar, and party after the bar was closed. I didn't do any of that shit. None of it. And yet, this is what happened. But when I look back on that, it sounds funny because now I'm like, hey, thank you. And I go off on this big tangent. But just to kind of give you some context to the story, I've had situations like that in my life. I've had a bankruptcy that my husband and I had to go through in 2005 that was shameful and embarrassing and fucking painful. And it's made me thankful for what I now have. I, had 7.5 years of trying to conceive. I was trying to become a mommy. We could never get pregnant. And I look back and then I go, thank you, because I know now that we were supposed to be Tyson and Kai's mommy through adoption. Like that shit, becoming a mom at 41 and then at 44 made me so thankful. Still understanding that parenthood is really fucking hard most days, right? For sure. But it made me thankful. Being a mom later in life made me have the life experience to be able to deal with these things so that when shit comes up, I'm just like, man, I've been through so much stuff in my life. Like, thank you, life, for making me a fighter. Thank you to myself for deciding, because in your life it's the same way, sister, deciding to use these situations and these people as fuel to make me better. Not to say, poor me, life is hard, and yeah, by the way, it is hard, you're right. Or those people are such assholes. I used it as fuel to become stronger. It's so cliched, but there's so much truth in that, sister. Are you choosing to show up as a fighter? Or are you playing the victim? Are you choosing to let external circumstances define who you are, define how you show up, define who you fucking are? Or are you choosing to rise above that shit, even though it's happening, even though it's hard? Are you choosing it to become a fighter? Or are you letting yourself become a victim because of it? See, we can use all these situations and create whatever we want out of it. See the lessons from it. See the gifts from it, sister. Are you doing that? Are you doing that? Or are you choosing to whine and complain and poor me and life isn't fair? And you know what? Pretty much like just giving the fuck up. Is that you? And listen, there's no judgment with this shit. Like, we have all been there before, where we sit in our shit and we feel sorry for ourselves. And I think that there's a time and a place for that too. Listen, if you've had something really difficult happen to you right now, let's say you've lost someone really close to you, someone in your family, a parent. There's something major going on with one of your kids. Maybe you just found out that they're doing drugs. You've just lost your job. You've I don't know, something else that's just really, really devastating in your life. I think it's okay for you to, for a time, be like, fuck, this sucks. Fuck me. This is difficult. Holy shit. Why me? It's okay. It's normal, natural for that to happen. No one's going to expect you to spring back from that stuff in a heartbeat. There's going to be a little bit of time, but then the sooner that you really begin, this is why I teach with positive focus. And I'll put a reference in the show notes with the 2 episodes that I did on how to do a positive focus. Thank you, Garrett J. White, for teaching me that, because that's huge. And when I teach my clients, and it's just absolutely transformed so much in my life to be able to see the lesson in the gifts and then apply it immediately to my life. Because here's the thing, sister, life isn't about avoiding all this stuff. Life is not about like, oh my God, I'm lucky or I'm not lucky, or that person did this to me, or how come, and like that is not what life is about. Life is about at times, and this may seem kind of doom and gloom, but the reality is you're going to get kicked in the ass. You're going to have people that take advantage of you. You're going to have people that screw you over. You're going to get your heart broken. You're going to have people misunderstand you. That is what happens. But can you see the lesson? Can you extract what you need from it and say, cool, now I know how to handle that experience better. Let me put that in my arsenal. Let me choose to become a fighter from this experience versus being the victim. And it is always, always, always a choice. So what are you choosing right now, sister, in your life? What are you choosing? Victim or fighter? Victim or fighter? Victim or fighter? I'm not telling you which way you need to run life, but I will tell you this. I've played the victim role before. Not for very long periods of time, but I definitely have. And what has been true for me is that it does not bring me closer to what I want. It actually repels what I want. It actually brings me more what I don't want. More of the, oh shit, why has this happened to me stuff. But choosing to use it, choosing to fuel it, choosing it to say, I'm going to I've learned something valuable. It actually makes me a stronger woman. Yeah, that's worked actually really well for me. That has done wonders. That shit has changed my life. And so, yes, thank you for making me a fighter. Those people in my life, those life situations, those circumstances, thank you. Because I would not be who I am without them. And you are not who you are, sister, without them either. And if you choose right now, if you were in victim, no judgment, but if you're in victim and you're going to choose to now see these in a different light and choose to become a fighter, watch your life change, sister. Watch. See, power is how you show up in the world. It's not who you are. It's not how much money you have in the bank account. It's not the letters after your name, before your name. I got lots of those things. It's not about the vehicle that you drive or who you know. It's about how you choose to show up in the world. Fighter or victim? Fighter or victim? What's it going to be, sister? What is it going to be? So here's your more tip for today. Right now, there is something coming up in your life that sucks. Why do I know this? Because we all have things that suck in our life. So what is it for you? Big or small, whatever that is, choose. Victim or fighter? Are you going to choose to possibly see the lesson? You know what's really fucking awesome? So right now, my vehicle for some reason goes check coolant level and it's freaking out. It's done this several times. I think the little beep 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 has actually come at times that have given some emphasis to what I'm actually saying. Rad. Thank you, lovely car. Thank you, Cayman. So yeah, what is happening in your life right now that sucks? And here's all you have to do. You have to choose victim or fighter. So choose one. And the second part of this is you now have to align the actions that you take as a result of this circumstance based on what you choose. If you choose victim, well, you're going to wallow in your own misery. You're going to be sitting in your shit for long periods of time. You're going to blame and shame. Probably getting on Facebook. You're going to hate on these people about it. You're going to resent it. You're going to hold that. It's going to be like poison inside of your body. That's option number one. See, there we go. Good timing. That beep sound. Option number two, fighter. Okay? You really take a look at the situation. You remove the emotion from it. Again, I'm going to encourage you to run a positive focus, and I'll put a link in the show notes for both of those episodes so you can really learn how to do this well if this is new to you. This podcast, maybe this is the first episode you're actually tuning into. So if you are, welcome to Sisterhood. Good to have you here. But are you going to do something like run a positive focus to really see the lesson and the gift and apply it immediately and use it to make yourself stronger? So what is it's happening in your life right now that sucks? You're going to choose victim or fighter. And the second part is, what is the action that you're going to take? What are the actions that are going to actually be aligned with you either from your choice, victim or fighter? This is a big one today, sister. Woo! It's a big one today. Listen to this one 2 or 3 times, because if it hasn't sunk in yet, it will. It will. It just might take a couple times to really get this. So listen, I want you to head over to drkarenosman.com/live event. You're going to see 6 women that chose fighter. That came to my last live event. So you're going to go to drkarenosborn.com/live event, enter in your name and email, and you're going to get a chance to actually watch that, to see what that experience is like. And then you're going to see the interviews of like what happened for them 4, 5, 6 weeks after live event. What was still relevant for them? What were the results that they were still achieving with what they learned at the 2.5 days of intensity, of being intense, of being pushed physically, mentally, emotionally? Like, what was the outcome from that? And then you will have a chance to apply to the next one, sister. Right now, there are 3 spots open for my next live event. It is coming up incredibly soon from when this episode comes out. The live event will be, 9 days later. So I'm still taking applications up until about 4 days before the event. So it's still possible. Even though you got to get on a flight, I know that if this is something you want to do, you can move your world to make it happen. So there'll be a button there for you to apply for the next live event if you feel called to this, sister. This is it. I don't know when my next live event will be. I'm just being straight up and honest. This is not marketing bullshit. It's just, you need to understand, a run a live event is a shit ton of work. I love it. The value that's created from it, the experience, the results are incredible. They're like what I do in 90 days and 2.5 days. It's like the results that you want to get, but on steroids. In a good way, sister, in a good way. But it's a lot of energy, it's a lot of planning, it's a lot of leading up to, it's a lot of promoting of this to reach you, sister. So if this is calling to you, like, this is your time. This is your time. You can apply, and then you and I will get on the phone within the next 24 hours and have a powerful conversation and really see if you are a fit and if what I do is going to get you what you want within your life. So I will talk to the next episode, sister. A life of more is just one step away from me doing the fucking work every single day. I love and appreciate you.
To get the show notes of each Women Wanting More episode, including the How to Get More tip, subscribe to the newsletter at drkarenosborn.com/newsletter.